Alright, we're going to go over the pH uses of the machine, and there are so many uses. I think a lot of people don't use it to its potential. We can actually replace so many things in our house and save us lots and lots of money, so which is always a really good thing. So I'm just going to go over a certain pH levels and what you can do with it. So what I tend to do is put a jug or a bowl or something under here so you can collect the acid water that comes out, because there's lots of uses for that as well. So yeah, we'll just go through each level and what we can do. So like I said, people start at 8.5, 9 to 9.5, that's all for drinking. So if you're using whichever pH you're using, use that for your cooking and use that for your jug. The only time I ever use tap water is actually for rinsing my dishes and doing the dishes actually, so everything else is being used for something else. So those levels are pretty standard. 8.5 is generally the good pH for younger children to be drinking. They don't really have to go up till they get a little bit older. Also 8.5 is the perfect pH for animals, so they don't need to be drinking higher either. So 8.5 is good for them as well. Right, we'll go over the beauty water now. There's heaps of uses for this one. So just remember that when you turn it on, that it does beep at you. That's normal, that's fine. And just make sure it's at a slow rate as well. So yeah, the uses for that, it's a 6.0 pH, so it's the same pH as your skin. So fantastic for your skin. So after you've had a shower, and if you haven't had an Anespa shower, then you need to be using it definitely. So when you hop out, you can actually have a spray bottle full of it. I've got a big spray bottle as well that I use. But you can just put it all over your skin, all over your face. It's a perfect toner, get your skin back to its normal pH. Now a lot of people that have facial blemishes like pimples and things like that, sometimes just from this water will get a really good result, because it's actually bringing their pH of their skin back to balance. So yeah, great for your hair. You can spray it all over your hair, or you can actually bathe in it. If you are actually running your machine for 3 minutes a day like you're supposed to on beauty water, you could actually save that water and pour it over your head like a lot of people do. So it's really good for your hair as well. What else is it good for? It's good for plants. So it's a perfect pH, acid rain. It's the same pH as that. We just haven't got all the chemicals in that as well. So plants absolutely love it. A lot of florists use it and put like cut flowers into that water, and they just last for way longer. Good for when you shave and your pores are all open, to spray this water on. So great for guys that are shaving and that, it'll close all the pores up. Really good. Also really good for boiling eggs. So the shells will come off really easily. So that's good. Great for making batter. If you do batter, we kind of do a bit of that in New Zealand with all our seafood. So that makes a really good batter as well. Freezing food, so if you blanch food and that, like your vegetables, and when they're in season, you can blanch it in beauty water. And really good for cooking pasta, because it's a bit acidic, and you need pasta to be al dente. It's actually really good to put your pasta in and your rice. So cook in the beauty water as well. So heaps of uses for that. And fantastic for animals. So if you want to spray cats or dogs, horses, anything like that, keeps a really nice shiny coat. So really good uses for that one. Okay, so we'll talk about the clean water. That one there, 7.0 pH. So that's just, remember, just filtered water, not ionised water. This water is good for baby bottles. Babies are born really alkaline. They don't really need 8.5 water until they're about a year old, once they're eating food and drinking other things as well. Also, if you're eating, now we really need to keep the acid in our stomach when we eat. So if you're going to eat, it is a good habit to get into to stop drinking Kangen water half an hour before and after food. So you can drink clean water with food if you need to be drinking. And also for medication. So medication, we don't want it working really fast. So if you're going to take your medication, say at 10 in the morning, then 9:30 stop drinking Kangen water, and you can drink clean water in that time and half an hour after your medication. So yeah, that's pretty much all you'd use clean water for. Okay, so the other is 4.5, and people often go, how do you get 4.5? Because it's not on here. But when you use 9.5, to equal 14, 4.5 is coming out this one. So this is what you want to collect. It's really good for cleaning floors. It's really good for rinsing dishes if you wanted to rinse dishes, if you wanted to save it for that. Sticky residue remover, so anything that's sticky and stuff, it can kind of bring things up. And glass cleaner as well, so you can actually clean your glass and chrome with it as well. Alright, so my favourite button actually on this machine, other than the drinking water, but is this strong acid water. So people get a little bit confused because everything else is 9.59 coming out this hose, but actually down the bottom it says strong acidic, but strong acid is actually coming out this hose. So it's 11.5 coming out the top and 2.5 acid coming out the bottom. So we'll go over the 2.5 first. So remember when you're pouring this, make it really, really slow. You should be able to smell it, and it smells like a swimming pool. It's like 80 times stronger than bleach. So this is hypochlorous acid, so it's different from just normal acid, which means that it can actually kill heaps of pathogens like MRSA and strep throat and all those things. So we've actually got all the lab reports too to show that. So when my kids get a sore throat, 2.5, they gargle it, they'll swallow it a little bit. If you think of 2.5 as Dettol times how many, you know, it's a really, really, really good disinfectant. So when my kids fall over and graze themselves, then it's 2.5 to clean it up and all that. So yeah, it's a very, very good disinfectant. You can actually, I soak my chicken in 2.5 to get all the heebie-greebies off. So if you just want to disinfect, it's really great. So you can do your toilets, fantastic for rashes, and fantastic for acne, boils, any infections. 2.5 is the one. They've had great results with gangrene and things like that. So, and MRSA is that flesh-eating disease. So, you know, it's pretty strong stuff. And that's what they use in the Japanese hospitals as well. So if you get bleeding gums, really good to use as mouthwash. So mouth, you know, rinse it out. Spewing, if people are vomiting or spewing up, 2.5 is actually really good to drink and get rid of anything that's going on down there. So that's been really good. It is acid, and it's as acidic as soda, but you can actually spray it into your eyes and it doesn't sting. So if you've got an eye infection, conjunctivitis, anything like that, you can spray it straight into your eyes. Food poisoning, another thing, you can drink a little bit. That's really good as well. Head lice, nits, we call them kutus in New Zealand. Really good. So spray them, get rid of them, and then put beauty water through your hair so it's not so dry, because it really dries. And if you use it as a mouthwash, it's very, very dry. So make sure that if you use it as a mouthwash, then you drink Kangen water, normal Kangen water afterwards, to just make sure it doesn't eat away your tooth enamel. That's that good. Yeah, so pimples, blisters are very good for sunburn. Eliminating odours, that's another thing. If cats make a mess on your carpet and things like that, really good for getting rid of odours in the house. Yeah, just disinfecting, preventing mould, really good for ear piercing, any body piercing that you may have, and also tattoos and things like that. Alright, so now we're going to go over the 11.5. Now this is an awesome degreaser. So we know what it can do to oil. You would have seen it in the demos. It can turn it to milk. It's because it's so alkaline, and actually people that are very alkaline, like really, really healthy, their water, when they have a shower, will actually run off. It'll be like a bit like a duck. Like they're just so alkaline. So just think of our water, our 11.5 like that. So it's really oily, it's able to degrease. So this is a degreaser. It can get, you know, it's great for spraying your bench tops, getting all the muck off. I do my splashbacks and all that with 11.5. They're really, really good. So 11.5, here are the uses. There's heaps. I'm actually going to read them out because there are so many. It's amazing. So soaking your fruit and veggies, awesome. So it gets all those pesticides, herbicides off, because it's so oily it can actually penetrate through oil-based pesticides, which they spray all over our veggies. And you'll be amazed at the muck that comes off, and you'll be also amazed at how long your fruit and veggies last when you do this. Awesome. Spray and wipe surfaces, makeup remover, really good for taking makeup off. Really good. Puffy eyes, so this water is also really anti-inflammatory, so it's able to take inflammation out. So if you think of, say, like swelling and bruising from sports injuries or whatever else like that, you can actually soak a cloth in 11.5 and actually put it on top, and it'll take the bruising down. Same for arthritis and gout, you can actually literally topically put it on and help with pain. You can also soak your fish and chicken to remove any gamey kind of flavour, especially with wild meat. Really good for that. You can soak like cheaper cuts of meat, like your gravy beef and your chuck steak and all that kind of stuff. You can actually put it in 11.5, let it soak, and what it does is it actually makes the hinu, like the fat, actually relax. So the meat will relax and it will be tasting like so good. So really good in your crock pots and that as well, but I do that with cheaper cuts of meat, which isn't good. Oven cleaner, now does a really good job of the oven, does a really good job of like the grill and the barbecue and all that, but just keep in mind that if you're going to clean with it, then you need to make sure that it is older, like it's been, I have one down here continuously under my sink to use, because the longer it's in here, the better it will degrease and do a good job cleaning. What else? Laundry. So you can put in your normal laundry, let the water come in. You can just add 1 to 2 litres of 11.5. I actually add essential oils, like a couple of drops of that in it as well, so it still smells nice. And same with all my cleaning, like 11.5, I put a couple drops in too, because I really like to still smell like it's clean. I know it's clean, but just to smell it is really good. Awesome stain remover. So 11.5, I'll often tell my story, but I got red wine out of my white jacket, so it does work. So you get strawberry stains out of your carpet and things like that, so it is really, really good. Save yourself a lot of money. Also, what else? Pain relief, yeah, really good for inflammation. And yeah, you can soak your nuts, your beans, all things like that. Emulsify salad dressing, so you can detoxify your feet, so you can actually make a bath of it and actually put your feet in it, and it'll actually draw out like nasties as well. So yeah, lots of uses for 11.5. So a question that gets asked all the time is, how long is the water good for? So the different pH levels are different amounts of time really. So for drinking, 8.5 to 9.5, you want that as fresh as you can. Even when I share water, by the second or third day, it's actually lost its antioxidant property quite a bit. It keeps dropping every day. It's like it's alive water. So we want it as fresh as possible. Also, the clean water, that can be stored for as long as you want. There's no antioxidants in that. The beauty water, if you're going to use it for your skin and hair, good to be used immediately, really, if you can. Otherwise, you can keep it in a spray bottle like a couple of weeks. It's still really good. But because I run my water every day for 3 minutes, I actually always collect water and have it fresh every day to be able to put on my skin and things like that. The 11.5. Now that's, if you're going to drink it, going to put it on your skin immediately, like really good. It's as strong as it can be. If you're going to use it to clean, then it can be up to 3 months. It can be in a container. These are really good too. But I've also got it in spray bottles for the surfaces and things like that. And I keep the 11.5 in this one as well. And the 2.5 is absolutely best fresh, because it's hypochlorous acid. We want it to be like straight out of the machine to be able to kill like those pathogens. So straight out of there if you're going to be gargling and doing all that stuff with it. But for cleaning, it can be up to a month in a spray bottle. So you can still have it in there, but it's definitely better fresher, because it's going to be more potent, of course. So yeah, that's about it really. The 4.5 is the one that comes out when you do the 9.5. That I just replace all the time, because I use 9.5 all day long. So, what I also do is collect the water and give it to my plants outside, veggies and things like that. They absolutely love it. So those are, yeah, some of the uses. We have got a book available with all this information. So I know it's a lot to take in, but I thought I'd just do a video so you could actually start using it. So what we want to make sure of, and I've seen it a lot, is people put their water pressure on way too high. And if you're doing that, then you're not going to allow the water to go over the plates and really split the water and do everything it should. So we want to make sure that it doesn't matter what pH level we're using, that we're actually not putting the pressure on too high. So we'll just turn it on again.
9.5.
Remembering not to even take the water till that lead light is full, like that. But we really, it doesn't have to be really, really slow, but we need it to be, at that kind of level. Because then you're going to get really, really good potent water that's going to be really healthy for you. So just keep that in mind.